Hey, it's JP. While it's been a below average monsoon season here in Arizona, we've had a little bit of monsoon activity this week. A little bit of rain could mean for some impressive waterfalls. Let's go for a hike and see what the waterfalls are doing, because after all, today is a great day for a hike. It's been 8 or 9 weeks since my last hike, and I am feeling that a little bit. But sometimes life throws you some curveballs, and the best thing you do is you still got your bat and you take your best swing to get through those curveballs. So back during Labor Day weekend, I went on a retreat and I was off the grid for over 5 days. It was an amazing feeling, and it is my intention to stay mostly off the grid, especially when it comes to social media. At the very end of my retreat, I received a text message from my family, and my mom had become unresponsive at her assisted living facility and had been transported to the hospital. The retreat was back in the Northeast, and since I was already there, I rented a car and drove up to be with my mom in upstate New York. My husband met me up there, and we visited with my mom in the hospital where she passed away. Of course, after my mother passed away, there was all of the family gatherings and the funeral arrangements and all the things that one has to do when a loved one passes away. We just got home yesterday, and while it was my intention to start making my new format videos, I just wanted to go for a hike. As I mentioned, I have been mostly off the grid since before Labor Day. However, I did take a look at my YouTube channel, and I have a bunch of new subscribers, so thank you for that. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you can see some of the new content that I've been dreaming up. Now, let's go for a hike. You're big, so I'm gonna see you from far away, and I'm not gonna bug you, okay? Don't worry, I won't bug you. Ooh. I'd gotten used to the humidity back in the Northeast, but since we've gotten back here, monsoon season, keeping it a little more humid than usual. Humidity is about 55% right now, which isn't awful, but in the desert, ooh, I'm certainly feeling it. The top of the Catalinas are still obscured by the cloud layer, which is pretty cool. That's why I'm not up there today. There's a chance of thunderstorms, and I don't want to be at the highest point in the area during a thunderstorm. Well, that would be kind of cool. I would love to observe it up there, but not be hiking. So my mom had been living with Parkinson's disease for the past 5 years or so. If you want to make a donation, empowerparkinson.org is the organization that she was involved with. I'll put a link in the description, but it's empowerparkinson.org. So So I didn't mention it before, but I did start at the Douglas Springs Trailhead in Saguaro National Park East here in Tucson. If you're looking for this trailhead, what you want to do is go all the way to the east end of Speedway Boulevard. On the left, you'll see Tanque Verde Ranch. On the right, you'll see a sign with a big parking lot. Keep in mind, though, that there are no facilities, water or anything at the Douglas Springs Trailhead or anywhere along the trail. So make sure to stop at a washroom along the way unless you want to make a mess in the park. You probably shouldn't do that. Another thing to keep in mind is that we are at a lower elevation relatively, around 3,500 feet. Therefore, chance of rattlesnakes is a little bit higher than is if you were up on Mount Lemmon. So always keep that in mind and be vigilant. So there's a good sized rattler across the trail, I'm giving about 150 feet, 200 feet of space. He's kind of raised his head a couple times, so I don't want to go try to get around him. He's just kind of parked there, not looking happy. I have a feeling that he's near his home, or her home. There might be eggs or something, I don't know. But he keeps raising his head up, raising their head up, and that makes me nervous. Haven't rattled though. But here's the thing, I haven't heard any water so far, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. Just because there's no other way around. The snake's in a spot where I can't really get around without being in striking distance, and that does not make me comfortable. And of course, kind of wigged me out a little bit, quite frankly. I know that giving them lots of room and they don't want to strike or anything, but I don't want to make them cranky. So we're going to head back this way. And not going to make it to the falls. I don't think there's any water up there anyway, because I have not seen any water along the washes coming down from there. So we're going to walk back this way. We're going to take a different loop to get back to the car, which will make the hike about 7 miles. So let's see if we find any more snakes. Well, we didn't make it up to Bridal Wreath Falls today because of that snake in the trail and all of that, and I'm okay with that. All of the washes between here and there weren't showing any signs of water, so we probably didn't miss much. Monsoon, it's been a little dry this year. I'd like to thank you for joining me on my hike today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and remember, if you want to make a donation in my mother's memory, it is empowerparkinson.org, and I'll put a link down in the description. And as always, seek inspiration, be inspiration, and share inspiration. Together, we can make the world a better place. See you next time.